going on, guys? It's El Tiburon right here, aka Retro Tiburon. Um, just doing some pickups and unboxings real quick. Funny enough, I this is my second time recording this video because I recorded it and then when I checked, none of the audio recorded. So giving it a second go. If it doesn't work out this time, I guess you'll never see this video. I guess you won't be watching this video. So let me go through some pickups I've done this week and also unbox some figures that I've gotten. So first off, I got a few WWF Coliseum videos off of Instagram. First of all, we got Battle of the Superstars right here. I remember watching this one as a kid. This one has, what does it have? HBK versus the Bulldog, Bushwhackers versus the Beverly Brothers, Hulk Hogan and Roddy Piper versus Sid Justice and Ric Flair. This might have been in your hometown, Ty Lord, if you're watching this video. It's got an 8-man tag: the Bushwhackers, Sergeant Slaughter, and Hacksaw Jim Duggan versus the Beverly Brothers and the Nasty Boys. And then the fan favorite match. I don't know how they determined what the fan favorite match was, but the Macho Man versus the Berserker. Huss. And that's a kind of fun 6-man tag. Bret Hart and the Natural Disasters versus the Nasty Boys and the Mountie. What else is on here? Also has my guy right here, El Matador. Reba McEntire's brother, El Matador, taking on Skinner. So I've been trying to collect like old school Coliseum WWF VHS tapes, just because I think a lot of those matches you can't really find them anymore. Like maybe on the WWF network or WWE network, sorry, but I don't have the WWE network, so. This is, I think, the only way you can watch a lot of these matches on the Coliseum video. Next one, Wrestling Superheroes on VHS. I don't think I ever had this. I don't remember ever renting this back in the day. But here's the back. Because the cover doesn't look very familiar to me. Let's see what we got. Texas Tornado versus Mr. Perfect. Legion of Doom and the Bulldog versus Power and Glory and Warlord. That sounds like a fun one. Roddy Piper versus Rick Martel. That sounds like a cool match too. Big fan of Roddy Piper. Big fan of the model. What else do we have here? Hacksaw versus Haku. It's one of those slobber knockers, as Jim Ross would call it. Then we have Macho Man versus $1 Million Man. Probably a great match. Two great wrestlers. Next up, this one I definitely remember renting as a kid. Smack'em Whack'em. This one has Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels in an Intercontinental title ladder match. If I'm not mistaken, this was the first ever filmed WWF ladder match. From what I remember, Bret Hart. Let me pull my chair a little closer. My couch, my recliner. From what I remember, Bret Hart said that he pitched the ladder match idea to Vince, and Vince wasn't really sold on it. And Bret was like, "Well, let me show you. I guess at one of these house shows or whatever, let me show you what we can do." So he pulled out the match with Shawn. He had Shawn Michaels do the ladder match with him, and obviously McMahon loved the match. But then, according to Bret said that he was pissed because the first ever big ladder match that they did was obviously Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon at WrestleMania 10, and not him in the match. So he was kind of like, Bret said he was a little pissed that they kind of took his idea that he pitched and used it with two other wrestlers. But I mean, great match. You can't deny that that match that Razor and Shawn had wasn't an awesome match. Next up, if you're watching this, Tyler, this is kind of your fault. Heart of the Alien on Sega CD. So I blame this on Tylord because he recently did a video. Tylord Stevenson on YouTube. He did a video where he did a pickup. I forgot the name of the game, but he picked up a Sega CD game. So I kind of got the itch to pull the trigger on this game that has kind of eluded me the last year, because I just kind of found out about it this year. Heart of the Alien, which is the sequel to Out of This World. And I'm a big fan of Out of This World on the Sega Genesis. Probably one of my all-time favorite video games. Top 10, top 20, I don't know, but one of my favorites. So this game is the sequel to Out of This World, which I didn't even know there was a sequel to Out of This World. So knowing that and knowing that I can own it, I actually have a Sega CD, but all I have is WWF Rage in the Cage. As you can see from my last pickups, I'm a big WWF fan, old school WWF fan. So all I own on the Sega CD is Rage in the Cage. But now I own this one. This one actually has the original Out of This World. So it's like a 2-in-1, Out of This World and Heart of the Alien on this disc. And I got this one, I think, Facebook Marketplace. I had to pay up a little bit, but looking at what it's kind of going for, I think I got a good deal. So I'm not going to get mad about that. And the disc is like pretty like minty, pretty great shape. Next up, I got Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. This one I might actually blame on you, Tylord, as well. This is from Vinegar Syndrome. Very cool website that prints like a lot of horror movies that other companies wouldn't make a Blu-ray of, but this is a classic right here. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. I blame this one on Tylord because I think he screenshotted it and put it in our group. I'm in a group text with him and a couple of other buddies, and he screenshotted like, this is available. I don't know if it was you, but I think it was you. So when I saw it, I was like, I kind of want this. It's a 4K of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. And so yeah, it has kind of like this hardcover, and then it comes out and you got this one right here. And that's the main reason I wanted this, aside from it being a 4K, is that it has this cover. This is the cover I remember back in the day as a teenager going to the rental stores. This is the cover I remember on the VHS rental. So for a long time, I didn't even know that this was spoofing The Breakfast Club, because I never had watched this Breakfast Club until like the last 10 years. So, and finding out that, they were kind of spoofing the Breakfast Club. I know this movie is considered kind of a spoof of its own movie of Texas Chainsaw lore. So it's, I don't know, I think it's awesome. Then on the back you got this. I don't know if this was an alternate cover. I remember having a t-shirt of this art, so I don't know if this was ever like an alternate cover or what. But really cool. Like Vinegar Syndrome, when you get stuff from their site, quality, always quality. And we got right here, I know my other buddy, PMM, over at the DVDs Nuts and Popcorn channel. Not a big fan of this movie, from what I remember, but can't really blame him because it is kind of making fun of Texas Chainsaw. And I mean, the original one, it's my favorite horror movie of all time, but it is regarded as one of the best horror movies ever made. But this one kind of like flipped the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise on its head and kind of made like a spoof kind of Texas Chainsaw. But I think you can still love the original and love this one too, for your own reasons. Next up, I picked up, not as exciting right here, but Uncharted on Blu-ray. My local pawn shop had it for $2, so I couldn't really pass it up. $2 for a brand new Blu-ray. thought I'd check it out. If I like it, I'll keep it. If I don't, I'll pass it along. I've played a couple of the Uncharted. I've only beaten part 4. Was the first game I ever Uncharted game I ever played, and I beat. And then I beat part 1, and I like them. Fun games. So we'll see how that one is. And then this one I picked up at a local horror shop here in Palmdale. And I only got it because it has, let me see, this movie right here, which is The Willies. I listened to this podcast called the Purple Stuff Podcast, and the guy, I think Matt, the one of the guys on the podcast, he's always like bringing up The Willies and how The Willies is a fun, scary movie. So I saw this at my local horror shop I just found. I think they're called, little plug right here, Torres Horror Shop, and they have like a pile of movies, and I found this for like $2 or something, and I was like, oh, it has The Willies, so I picked it up. I'm guessing from the movies it's in here with Bigfoot 2, Zachary Beaver, Bailey's Billion. I'm guessing it's not like a serious, gory horror movie. Maybe it's more like a funny one. So, I don't know, man. For $2, I'll check it out. What else do I got? Oh, yeah. Next, I mean, like I said, this is my second time recording this video. So, I've already unboxed the stuff that I was going to unbox here on video. So, I'll just show you what I unboxed. I unboxed this little dude, a goblin from Nilbog from Troll 2. Let me give a plug to the who made this. So I bought this off of Instagram also. The vendor Devil's Weed Crafting on Instagram. He I guess he hand makes these. He hand makes like other figures. But I think earlier this year, I tried to buy one of these, but they sold out right away. So the last week when he posted like, hey, I handmade a couple more trolls. Sorry, not trolls. It's confusing. The movie's called Troll 2, but they're actually goblins. They're not trolls. So he made more goblins. Look at this dude. Comes with his little spear too. Little spear, and it's like, you could tell. The camera ain't doing it justice, but you can tell this thing is like handmade. But what was I saying? So yeah, he made more of these that he posted on Instagram. Like, hey, these are ready to ship, ready to purchase, and ship out. I was like, man, I gotta have this. I love Troll 2. And I loved Troll 2 before it was cool to love Troll 2. I remember renting Troll 2 back in the 90s on VHS. So I know it got like big in the like 2000s, early 2000s, but I loved this movie when I was a teenager. So it's cool to have this little figurine. I don't know if you can see, but there I have a D12, and at the bottom shelf I have like custom little figures from horror movies. So I have like the critter from Critters. I think I actually bought it at D. Wallace's table at Days of the Dead in Atlanta a couple of years ago or last year. So I have that. I have like, I don't know what they're called, but the little like miniature troll demon guys from The Gate. I have one of those little guys, custom made figure. So this this goblin is gonna fit perfectly next to those guys. All right. Lastly, I got this bad boy. This is the big boy right here. Big boy purchase. King from Tekken. With his cape right here. What does the cape say? King, Anger of Beast. made by Storm Collectibles. You know, if you ever buy stuff from Collectibles, super high quality. But I actually got this one off a vendor that I found through Facebook Marketplace that lives like literally 3 minutes from here. He's also a YouTuber. I would plug his YouTube, but I think he has a Japanese name and I don't want to butcher it. So maybe I'll put it in my description once I can find his channel on YouTube. But he had this figure and he sold it to me. Gave me a good deal on it. I mean, these figures are expensive. They're high quality figures, but I had to have it. I mean, as you can see, I'm a wrestling fan. So when I first started playing the Tekken games on the original PlayStation, back when it was just called the PlayStation with no number behind it, my go-to guy was King because he was the wrestler in the game. So I think I still remember how to do his. He used to do a Hurricane Rana, Frankensteiner, the first one. I think it was like diagonal, like kind of like forward, diagonal down, and X and circle, and he would do like a Hurricane Rana. And he would also do like a clothesline from hell, like a Stan Hansen clothesline from hell. And I used to love to try to set that up, like as my finishing move. Like, oh, the finishing move for King is the clothesline from hell. So I would try to get the character that I was fighting down to enough health where I hit the clothesline from hell. That was the finishing move. So yeah, awesome. Excited to have this one. I'm gonna put him up. Can't see it, but up there I have like kind of like my video game figures up there, like Kratos and Master Chief and Marcus Phoenix. Maybe one day I'll do like a little room tour or something. But yeah, that's as for now. Those are all my pickups. Thanks for watching the video. See you guys later.